What's good, Wizards fans? It's your host, the real Ed Oliver and Brandon Scott. Today we're going to react to the Washington Wizards 2K ratings and respond to a hot take. Let's get to it.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
So thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so we're gonna get to some of the Wizards 2K ratings. Of course, it's just 2K, so you take some of these ratings with a grain of salt, kind of like Madden. We do remember when Bradley Beal was here. He did get upset over his 2K ratings. His wife Kamaya definitely displayed that on social media, on Twitter as well. So we know a lot of players react to 2K ratings. Ronnie 2K, who is not sure if he's the creator of 2K, but I know he helps with ratings and stuff. We've seen Klay Thompson go back and forth with Ronnie 2K, DeMarcus Cousins. We've seen multiple players get upset about their 2K ratings. Bradley Beal certainly was at the forefront of getting upset about his 2K ratings. So, but if you're a player and one of the main things you're worried about is your 2K rating, then you definitely need to get your priorities straight for sure. So, but let's see where the Wizards are ranked overall. So overall, the best team in the league is the Phoenix Suns with an 84 overall rating. And the worst team in the league is the Washington Wizards with a 79 rating. They are in the tier 3 of the 2K rating. Are you surprised to see that the Wizards were rated as the worst team in 2K?
Oh, absolutely. What? Come on. You ain't never heard of the Spurs? Really? Spurs are trash, man. Like, we're not going to be a playoff team, but still, we got some young talent here, man. Like, come on, man. I know it's 2K, but come on. Really? 2K tripping, man. We were talking about that video with the trailer, talking about Jordan Poole pulling up with ISO and him with the 3-man. 2K is really trying to stir things up this year with Washington, man. So, yeah, I don't agree with that. I think San Antonio's worse. I know it's 2K, but come on. I mean, Detroit, we'll see, but I don't think we're the worst. Because I'm a big 2K head, man, so I don't agree with that. I think it's kind of, I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I think San Antonio's worse than us. Just look at their roster. I mean, they got Trey Jones, the little brother of Tyus, starting. Devin Vassell still developing. Keldon Johnson's pretty good. Jeremy Sohan is still developing. He had a solid rookie year at best. Wasn't bad at all, but he was solid. He's a good defender. And then, of course, they got Victor. And I think because they drafted Victor, they really bumped the Spurs up a little bit. And then their bench is pretty bad. Cam Payne is their backup point guard, who's a good backup. Reggie Bullock is coming off the bench. Cedi Osman, Zach Collins. So, yeah, they're nothing to write home about at all except for Victor, and that's really it. And then the Rockets got better. So, of course, they put the Rockets up there a little bit more. And the Spurs are right above us. The Pacers are at an 80. But the team, like the discrepancy of the overall is not that much. Like the Nets are at 80, the Pacers are 80, Pistons are 80. We're the only team that's at 79. There are a lot of teams that are 81. Grizzlies are 82, Lakers are 83, and the Suns are 84 overall as a team. But all right, let's move on to some of the individual players. So the best player on the team is Kyle Kuzma. His rating is at 83. Jordan Poole's at 82. Kyle Kuzma, if you look at the rankings overall in the whole league, Kyle Kuzma is the 79th best player in 2K. So our best player is the 79th best player in the league. And then after that is Jordan Poole as the 84th best player in the league, and Jordan Poole's at 82. Were you surprised to see Kyle Kuzma as the best player on the team or overall?
Nah, not at all, man. I knew it was going to be close between him and Jordan Poole, man. But, I mean, his size. He can drive the lane with his size. He can shoot. He's clutch. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised at all. I knew him and Jordan Poole were going to be neck to neck with each other. But looking at his score, man, I mean, 83, really? I mean, I would have gave him an 85 to 87. Same thing with Jordan Poole. I think that they were that impactful. Yeah, especially Jordan Poole. Really? 82? So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I definitely think he's the best player on the team, especially in 2K land. So,
yeah, Kyle Kuzma, I think he's better than Walker Kessler. I think Jordan Poole is better than Walker Kessler. Miles Bridges hasn't played in a year. They got Miles Bridges at 83. They got Clint Capella as at 83. I think you can put Kyle Kuzma or Jordan Poole above those guys. Josh Giddey's at an 83. Giddey had a good season last year, but still, I think that's a little overrated for Josh Giddey. Scotty Barnes, I have no problem with him at 83. And those are some of the guys. Robert Williams is at 83. I think he's solid, off the bench. And Vucevic is at 84. I have no problem with that. But Franz Wagner's at 84. Franz Wagner is a darn good player. But I think Kyle Kuzma is better than him. I think Jordan Poole is better. I think both those guys are better than Franz. Don't get me wrong, Franz Wagner is a good player, 84. So that was a little surprising to me. Jalen Green's at 84. I don't have any problems with that. But, our best players are 83 and 82 overall. So that kind of just shows where the Wizards are at right now. But I think Jordan Poole is better than 82. I think because Jordan Poole has such a bad playoff series against the Lakers, they bumped his rating down. Where I wonder what it was last year. It's probably like an 85 since he did so well in the playoffs against Memphis and the Nuggets. I think because of that bad playoff series, they bumped him down a little bit to 83 or 82. And then Kyle Kuzma is one above Spencer Dinwiddie. We already know the bad blood between Kuzma and Dinwiddie, where Kuzma called Dinwiddie Din Shiggity. Kuzma is one overall better than Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it too. Miles Bridges. I mean, he didn't even play. Like, what
Lonzo Ball's at 82. Lonzo Ball hasn't played in 3 or 2 years.
Yeah, man. It's like, what are we doing, man? Yeah, that's the thing, man. Every year, there's always like 2 to 3 players that they get a boost in their rating just because of popularity. Like you said, Lonzo Ball. I'm looking at him right now. D'Angelo Russell. I mean, at an 83, I think that's questionable. Is Kyle Kuzma better than Keldon Johnson? I think so. They got him on par with 83. See some numbers. I mean, they got OG Anunoby at 82. Come on, man. I don't get that. So yeah, there's definitely some questionable ones in there, man. You see a boost from Markelle Fultz at 82. So yes, I mean that's the thing, man. Every year somebody's gonna get kind of screwed out of it, and then you're gonna see a boost with players that are hurt. So it's just that's the thing about 2K, man. You can't put too much into it because every year, Zion's a 90, but he's always hurt. So it's just one of those things with 2K, man.
Right. And they're starting 5. So they have Tyus starting, Jordan Poole starting, they have Kyle Kuzma starting, and Daniel Gafford starting. And then they have did you see who they have starting the small forward?
Nah, I'm pulling it up right now.
They got Corey Kispert starting.
Hold on, man.
So that's my starting 5. I have Corey Kispert starting at the 3.
Oh, okay.
And they have us as defensively, they have us at a 60 defensively. I think we're the worst defensive team in the league or in 2K. Actually, no, we're the 5th. We're the 3rd worst team defensively in 2K. We have a 60 overall defense, and I think that's pretty accurate, honestly. With Gafford being basically our only center, Muscala's a stretch 5, and Jordan Poole is not the best defender in the world. Tyus Jones is not the best defender in the world. Kyle Kuzma is a solid defender. Denny's a good defender. DeLon Wright's a good defender, but other than that, we don't have any rim protection. Gafford's a good rim protector, but physical bigs can get the best of him, and he can get in foul trouble. So we don't really have any front court depth at all, or front court or paint protection at all. So I think, and then Jordan Poole's not the best defender in the world. So I think we are definitely going to give up a lot of points defensively this year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of shootouts. That's for sure, man. It's going to be a lot of high scoring games, man. But I mean, looking at the starting 5, I'm still rolling with Denny, man. I think defense, you got to roll with Denny, man.
Yeah, no, I totally get the argument. Corey's the better shooter. Denny's the better defender. You need some defense out there, but I think Corey would definitely space the floor for Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma for sure. We are the 3rd worst rebounding team at 52. I can see that because we don't have many bigs out there at all. Interior, we are in the middle of the pack. Potential, we are at 81. So we are the 3rd. We have the 3rd most potential out of everybody in 2K. So that's probably because of Bilal, I would say. Trying to think who else has big potential. Jordan Poole, I guess, to become a transition to an all-star player. So we have the 3rd best potential. The Spurs are number 1, obviously, with Victor Wembanyama. So that makes sense. The Pacers are number 2, probably with Tyrese Halliburton. And they brought in Bruce Bowen. Buddy Hill's still there. Miles Turner's still there. They brought in Obi Toppin, so they made some good moves. So they certainly have a lot of potential. The Kings are up there too with De'Aaron Fox and a Malik Monk, so that makes sense. And then athleticism, we are the third worst team. We're the 6th worst team overall with athleticism.
Yeah, I'm looking at 3-point, man. That's They gave Kyle Kuzma a 77.3, which I think should have been higher. Dunk 75, I think should be higher. But Denny, Lord have mercy, they gave him a 70. Come on, man.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at some other players, man, they gave Xavier Cooks a 73. They gave Anthony Gill a 73.
Yeah,
they gave Taj Gibson a 73. Come on, man. That's cold, man. That's cold.
Johnny Davis got a 74. Pat Baldwin got 82, which is good. But yeah, them having Taj Gibson hit a couple of threes last year, so it makes sense. It makes sense to have Taj Gibson have a higher 3-point percentage than Denny. But yeah, Denny, they have Denny basically as almost the worst, other than Gafford. Gafford's at 29. They basically have Denny as the worst, the worst 3-point shooter on the team.
Yeah, that's cold, man. I think you might see an increase, man. I don't think he's gonna be that bad as far as real life. Now in the game, we can turn anybody to Stephen Curry on 2K, man, just with enough practice. But
right. We're going to get a quick word in here for FanDuel. Then we're going to react to some more 2K ratings. But before we do that, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is about to kick off, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to win all season long because right now, when you bet on a Super Bowl winner, you can get bonus bets every time they win in the regular season. Just pick any team to win the Super Bowl, and you'll get bonus bets for every victory. You can use your bonus bets on spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and start earning bonus bets with America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. As we talked about in the last episode, the Washington Commanders are a plus 6,500 to win the Super Bowl. So it kind of feels like the Commanders Nation celebrated like it was a Super Bowl when Dan Snyder was finally out of the picture and Josh Harris and Magic Johnson took over Mitchell Rels. But, you might as well put in a lottery ticket. You might as well put in a $1 donation to FanDuel and get that and try your luck with the 6,500 odds. And you do get bonus bets. So you might as well go ahead and put a wager on the Commanders. All right. So other guys' ratings on the roster for the Wizards is Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole, their two best players. Tyus Jones comes in at an 80. Gallinari's a 78. Corey Kisper's a 78. DeLon Wright is a 78. Daniel Gafford is a 77. Denny is a 76. Landry Shamet is a 75. Muscala 75. Kendrick Nunn is on the roster. They put him on the roster for some reason. He's a 75. Eugene is a 74. Jared Butler is a 73. Taj Gibson 73. Johnny Davis 72. Pat Baldwin Jr. 72. Anthony Gill 72. Xavier Cooks, who would be participating in FIBA with Australia, is a 71. And then Ryan Rollins is a 68.
Yeah.
And Bilal Coulibaly is a 73.
Yep. And I see that they haven't given Tristan Vukcevic a rating yet, but I mean, if you were to rate him, where would you rate him?
Vucevic probably like a 70 or 69.
70? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
If Rollins is 60, Rollins should be a little bit higher than 68. But if Xavier Cooks is a 71, then Vucevic should definitely be like a 70. 71.
Yeah. But I mean, putting my 2K hat on, because like I said, I'm a 2K head, man. So let's see, who do I think got kind of screwed here, man? I think Gafford, we were talking about it, maybe 78, maybe 79. Denny 76. I think the defense should at least give him a little bump, man. Muscala's about right. Kendrick Nunn, I could care less. Gallinari 78. I mean, he's the fourth highest rated guy, and he didn't play last year, so I would have put him around the 75, 76 just because of that. But yeah, we were talking about, man, Kisper, he got a little boost. Definitely his shot, man. If you look at 3-point shooters, we got him at 86. So he is the best 3-point shooter on the team, which is obvious. But
yeah.
So that's about right, man. I mean, I think they did us a little justice. Now, being worse than San Antonio, I still don't believe that. Especially with 2K. I just don't believe that, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, so the Wizards got some good shooters. Jordan Poole's 83, Tyus Jones 82, Gallinari 82, 3-point shooter overall. Corey Kisper 86, DeLon Wright 80, Shamet 83, Muscala 83. We got some really good shooters. Patrick Baldwin with 82. We got some shooters. We can really space the floor. So the Wizards, they don't have a lot of bigs at all. So they probably will have to space the floor and play some small ball rotations out there sometimes. Denny 77 or 76. I think that's pretty accurate, probably because of the offense side of the ball. I want to see what his his layup overall package or whatever it is finishing. His dunk is at 75, which is about normal. Kyle Kuzma has a 75 dunk, and we don't really have a lot of guys. Gafford should probably have a higher dunk. He's a 75. I disagree with that with his dunk. I think his dunk should be at least like an 80. That's one thing where they snubbed him, where I think he got snubbed. Corey Kispert a 60 dunk. I think he dunks a little bit more than that to have a higher overall than 60. But other than that, I have nothing wrong. Johnny Davis is 72. Then they have a feature where you can look at the draft class. And right now, of course, Pale is number 1 in the draft class overall. Walker Kessler is 83. Jalen Williams from OKC is 82. So he moved all the way up to the 3rd best player. Jaden Ivey's at 81. So he moved up. He was drafted at 5th, and Jaden Ivey bumped up 1 to the 4th. And Johnny Davis was drafted 10th overall, and Johnny Davis is the 27th overall player in his draft class at 72.
Yeah, looking at the draft class, man. There's some questionable ones. I don't know, Duran at 80. I guess I can see that. Jalen Williams is about right on. Kessler at 83, but I think that Keegan Murray and Jabari Smith Jr. should have been 80s. Same thing with Benedict Mathurin. I think he's an 80. Shaden Sharp, I give him a boost. Sohan's right on. So yeah, it's solid. Now I think the only thing hitting Chet Holmgren is the fact that he was hurt. But then again, I mean, looking at the list, you got so many guys that didn't even play last year, so I mean, you can't really use that excuse. But looking at the draft class, man, it's about right on, man. But looking at our guys, let's see, AJ Griffin, 18 to 76. So I mean, Johnny ain't like you said, Johnny Davis at 27, at 72.
Yeah, he went from 10 all the way to 27. 27 overall in his class. Dyson Daniels went down pretty far too. He's the 8th pick of the draft, and he's the 19th best player overall in 2K. Looking at the 2021 draft, which is Corey Kispert, he was drafted 15th, and he moved up 3 spots to the 12th overall player in his class, up to number 12. So good job, Corey Kispert, moving up. He's a 78 overall. And looking at the 2020 draft class with Denny was the 9th pick of the draft, and Denny is 24th. He's the 24th overall player in his draft class. They have Isaac Okoro above him, Obi Toppin above him, Poku from OKC is above him, Pat Williams is above him, Xavier Tillman from Memphis is above Denny, Isaiah Joe from the Thunder, Nick Richards from the Charlotte Hornets, Isaiah Stewart, Kenyon Martin Jr., Sadiq Bey is above Denny, Cole Anthony, and the number 1 player in the 2020 draft class in 2K is Tyrese Halliburton at 88. So Denny went from pick 9 all the way down to 24. So Denny and Johnny Davis went backwards according to 2K. Like I said, you got to take 2K with a grain of salt, but it kind of is somewhat of a measuring stick there.
Yeah, but come on, man. Where's the love for Denny, man? I mean, really? I mean, look at some of these names. Come on, man. Isaiah Joe.
Isaiah Joe's good, man. He's good. He had 30 points last year in the game.
Yeah, still though. I mean, Kenyon Martin Jr.
I agree with that. I do.
James Wiseman, really? I mean, he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's questionable, man. I mean, Cole Anthony, he's kind of.
I agree with Cole Anthony too.
Yeah. I get, it's kind of right on, but there's some names in front of Denny I just don't agree with, man. Kenyon Martin, like you said, Jay McDaniels, he's solid. Precious Achiuwa,
Precious, you can debate Precious. I think you can debate the Precious one. I think you can debate the Xavier Tillman one. Xavier Tillman looked good in the playoffs as a backup big, and when Steven Adams was out, but I think that I wouldn't put him ahead of Denny. So that's one I got a gripe with. Poku from OKC, he shouldn't be above Denny. No. So I'm just being for the Denny fans. I will say if somebody's better than Denny, I'll be honest, and if somebody's not, I will be honest as well. Xavier Tillman's not better than Denny.
Nah.
Precious is not better than Denny.
No.
I disagree with those. Trey Jones, yeah, he's done more than Denny at this point. Onyeka Okongwu, he's been inconsistent. He's been okay, but I wouldn't really say he's better than Denny at this point either.
Yeah.
But some of the other guys, yeah, they're better. Like Cole Anthony's better than Denny. That's a fact. Tyrese Maxey, Bane, Anthony Edwards, yeah, that's not even a debate. Quickly is better. Sadiq Bey he's better. Kenyon Martin is better as well. Isaiah Stewart is more consistent, so he's a little bit better as well.
So you think Kenyon Martin Jr. is better? I think he's
Kenyon Martin's better.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at the numbers,
And
man,
they have Denny above Killian Hayes. I agree with that. Denny is better than Killian Hayes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But if you look at the numbers, man, Patrick Williams, Denny, and Isaac Okoro are kind of similar players, man. They're defensive guys who are where their shots coming around. But I mean, it's intriguing. I mean, 77 and then Okoro and Avia 76. I don't know. I would have had to boost up Denny to at least. I mean, looking at the names, I had to give him a 78. So yeah, like you said, 2K, man, is just it's tricky, man. It's tricky on 2K.
It's just like Madden. But all right, we'll wrap it up with they have Bradley Beal's at 87 for anybody who cares. He is the 30th best player in the league. I think that's about right. That's kind of like what he was here. We'd always talked about him. We got the 30th best player as the highest paid player on the team, and we're trying to build around the 30th best player in the league. So that's about right there. They do have something called the all-time Wizard teams, all-time NBA teams. So like they have all-time Sixers. Every team they have an all-time team. So I'm intrigued to see what they have with that. Of course, they're going to have Wes Unseld Jr., the GOAT, the 94. Alvin Hayes has a 94 overall rating. Wes Unseld Jr. has a 78 three-pointer overall. Gilbert Arenas with a 93 overall, 89 three-pointer. I think his three-pointer should be a little bit higher than that. John Wall is on there with the fourth best Wizard player with a 90 overall. His three-pointer is a 76. His dunk is an 85. I think his dunk is a little low. And then Earl the Pearl Monroe is an 89 overall with an 81 three-pointer. And then Moses Malone coming in with the sixth best 2K rating for the Wizards all time. And then with 89, Bradley Beal has an 89. Phil Chenier, one of the best broadcasters in the Wizards history as well, 88. Caron Butler, 88. Chris Webber, 87. Rod Strickland, 87. Bernard King, 87. Anton Jameson, 87. George Mirasan is at an 82 overall. They put Chris Webber, but maybe they would have put Juwan Howard in there. If they put George Mirasan in there, but
yeah, that's questionable, man.
Yeah,
because
George Mirasan is at 18. They have him at 7'7" as a paint beast.
Well, I mean 7'7", man. I ain't heard of that one. Paint beast. Okay,
paint beast. Yeah, Bradley Beal is a versatile offensive force. And John Wall's a two-way play shot. Gilbert Arenas is an all-around threat.
Well, they got Moses Malone as a paint beast.
Yeah, that's legit. I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's cool to see Gil up there, man, because Gil, man, I agree with all-around talent, all-around threat. That dude could just drop 50 on you, man, without even trying, man. Agent Zero's the man. I agree with it, man. Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld neck to neck. I agree with that. Definitely Gil in front of John Wall just because he can score. John Wall's shot just never really developed a consistent shot. Earl Monroe, 89. I don't know. I would have bumped Earl the Pearl up to 90. Same thing with Moses. Bradley Beal, man, I guess 89. We'll give him 89.
You're right. But all right, yeah. So we talked a lot about 2K. I know some people don't even play the game. So we hope you guys enjoy listening to 2K. If you guys had any disagreements, you guys can definitely comment down below for sure. We just want to thank you guys for listening, making Locked On Wizards your first listen. Now we want you guys to chime in with us live, talking about the NBA schedule. It's going to be released Thursday at 3 p.m. We'll be talking about it Thursday night at around, let's say, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We'll put it up. You guys definitely come in live and comment. We'll talk with you guys, chop it up. We have not been live with you guys in a little while, so it should be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, and subscribe wherever you guys can get a podcast. Hail to the Wizards. Peace.